Hello, today we'll talk about the most important part of newborn care, that is breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is something like a driving class initially, where you have to think of clutch, brake, gear, steering, everything separately. And once you learn everything and it falls into track, every other person can do it and you can also do it comfortably. So now coming to the general rules in breastfeeding, exclusive breastfeeding should be given to the babies at least until 6 months of age. That is, only breast milk should be given through the mouth until at least 6 months of age. No water, no honey, no sugar, no glucose, no gripe water, nothing else should be given to the baby. Now next thing is baby should be practiced demand feeding. That is, whenever the baby asks for feed, you are supposed to give it. Not wait for 2-3 hours, make them feed in a systematic way. Nothing like that in the initial few days. Make sure that the babies are fed whenever they demand. For smaller babies, this demand feeding is not like entirely true. Every 2 hours, you are supposed to wake up the baby and then feed the baby. Then the next thing is, until the mother is healthy, you won't have a healthy baby. So the mother should have adequate nutrition, hydration, and relaxation if you have to have a proper breastfeeding. Once any of these things are compromised, there is going to be a lactation failure. Mothers should be sitting comfortably while feeding the baby. Once the mother is not comfortable, the baby is also not going to be comfortable feeding. And while feeding the baby, it's better you talk and sing to the baby, looking at the face of the baby. They start responding quite early enough when you do such things. And continue breastfeeding until at least 2 years of age. That is, once you start complementary feed from 7th month onwards, don't stop breastfeeding, continue that until at least 2 years of age. Now coming to the technical aspects of breastfeeding, there are 4 points in position and 4 points in attachment which has to be taken care of while feeding the baby. Now what is position? That is the alignment between the baby and the mother. That is what is meant by position. And the alignment between the mother's breast and baby's mouth is called as attachment. There are 4 points each in both of these. So now coming to position of the baby, the head and body of the baby should be in a straight line. Head and body should be well supported. The body of the baby should be turned towards the mother. The baby should be close towards the mother. Everything sounds very similar when you talk, but each and every point is important. It should be in a straight line so that the baby don't find it very difficult to feed. Second thing, it should be supported, well supported. The babies don't have the strength to hold themselves up from against gravity. So you're supposed to support the baby. So either hold the baby's head and body like this, or support like this, and then feed the baby. Turning the head towards you and the baby's body facing towards the ceiling is one of the biggest mistake while positioning the baby. The baby should be turning towards you completely along with the head while feeding, and the baby should be close towards the mother's body, preferably in skin to skin contact. You can hold like this so that this hand is free, or hold like this so that this hand is free, or you can hold it with both hands like this. So now what happens when each of these things are compromised? When the body and head is not in a straight line, what happens is, when you try to drink from this glass of water, when you try to drink like this, it causes a problem. When you try to drink like this, it causes a problem. This is the ideal position. So the same way, it should be in a straight line. Next thing is, think of feeding from the glass like this, with the head turned towards the glass and the body turned straightway. This causes a problem. The same way, until the body and head is in a straight line, baby finds it very difficult to feed. Next thing is, if you are holding the glass very far away, only tilting the head towards the glass, it is very difficult to feed. The same way, the baby's head close towards the mother and body staying very far away causes difficulty in feeding. So all these 4 points should be made sure that it's taken care of. The next thing is regarding attachment. While feeding the baby, the chin of the baby should be touching the breast. The lower lip should be opened outwards. The mouth should be wide open, and the lower areola should be less visible than the upper areola. Basically, the whole idea is the baby's mouth, the whole complex should be the nipple and the areola. The maximum part should be inside the mouth, because it's at the areola where the milk is stored, and the nipple contains only the outlet. So unless the baby's mouth is wide open and sucking from behind, the baby won't get milk. So make sure that all these 4 points are taken care of in attachment. If there is a problem in positioning, the mother is going to get a backache, and if there is a problem in attachment, the mother is going to get cracked nipple. Both of these will cause breast engorgement and decreased weight gain for the baby. Now, coming to the signs of proper feeding and adequate feeding. How do you know whether the baby is feeding properly? Now, once the baby is feeding and the baby gets enough milk, the baby's cheeks will be full and not drawn in. Like if you remember, what happens is when you feed from a glass of water with a straw, when it's almost empty, your cheeks go in. And when you're getting enough juice, what happens is your cheeks are full. So when the baby's feeding well and the milk is coming in, the cheeks will be full. The next is when the baby is sucking properly and properly sucking, it will be like suck, suck, suck. The baby gets enough milk, it holds in the mouth and then swallows, then takes a pause, breathes, and then continues feeding. Then again, this cycle continues. Suck, swallow, pause. And every time the baby pauses, if you start shaking the baby thinking that the baby has slept off, it causes difficulty for the baby. Next is pain-free feeding. Like whenever, as I told earlier, whenever there is a problem in whether there's a nipple crack or breast engorgement, it shows that there is no proper feeding happening. Now, next coming is adequate feeding. So at home, you can check it in simple ways. The baby should be passing around 6 to 8 times urine in every day. That is in 24 hours. That is every 2 to 3 hours, the baby is supposed to pass urine. That is a sign that the baby is getting adequate milk. Motion has got nothing to do with adequate feeds. In between feeds, the babies are supposed to sleep for 2 to 3 hours, and then the babies are supposed to regain their birth weight by the end of 10 to 14 days. They lose up to 10% of their birth weight, and then they start regaining, and then by 10 to 14 days, they regain their birth weight. So if these three signs are satisfied, it means that the baby is adequately fed. All those feeling of the breast not getting full, it's not getting emptied, the feeding is the baby's stomach looks empty, all these things are subjective evidences. These three are the objective evidence as to the baby is getting adequate feeding. The advantages to the baby when the baby is exclusive breastfed is that it's the most easily available complete food for the baby. The baby babies who are breastfed have better neurological outcomes, has got lesser infection rate, will have softer stools which are emptied quite fast, will have better emotional security, and in the long run the babies have less risk of diabetes, hypertension, coronary artery disease, obesity and allergy. For the mother, it helps in uterine contraction, control of bleeding, it helps in regaining figure because there's a lot of calories burnt, it helps in protection from the next pregnancy immediately because of high prolactin levels, it lowers the risk of breast and ovarian cancer, and it decreases the workload and time and makes the travel very comfortable if you are properly breastfeeding the baby. So the golden rules are: make sure that the babies are exclusively breastfed at least till 6 months of age, and then the breastfeeding is continued at least till 2 years of age, along with ensuring that the techniques of breastfeeding, position, attachment, everything is taken care of.